it went fine. It's just just a little emergency popped up. I had to drop conversation right away. So that's all that's going on. Grab some water.
Yeah, hopefully I'm
All
gonna have
right.
another debate tonight about the redistricting because I've seen this one. I know you're not interested in it, but I've seen this one guy making videos about it and calling it racist. But I mean, how is
Um,
it racist
um,
not to say you can district based on race? We're saying you
I've
shouldn't be
done.
able to district based on race. You shouldn't be able to make one area the black area, and that has all the power. There's white people that live there too. Their vote matters in those black areas, and Hispanics in those areas
I
matter
I would
too.
I would have to do a lot more research. I don't know much about the Voting Rights Act. I don't know what the justification is for that particular act or the district around that. So I don't have much of an opinion about it. I try not to have too strong of an opinion if I don't know anything about something. So
Fair enough. Fair
I
enough. So that photo on the
or
picture was that you at No Kings protest?
yeah, that was actually the third one I was at. I
That was the last
actually
one. I
made
went to the last one too.
no. Actually, for day one, I managed to make it to two different protests because they're like just the way it worked out. One was scheduled later on in the day, so I've been to four of them now. So
Yeah, I did the same exact thing, dude. I went to one. I actually flew to Tennessee because my friend lives there, so I wanted to go visit him, and we are both Trump supporters. He's the other guy you seen on here before, Gandalf with the long beard. I flew to Tennessee to
yeah,
meet him. That was our first time meeting. We've been dreaming together for a long time, so I flew there and I met with him. And we went to No Kings protest in Sevierville, Tennessee. And then we flew to, I think it's called Northport or something.
yeah,
We flew to two in the
Northwood.
same day, but that's cheating, dude. They can't count the people from the first
Wait,
protest that went to the second protest. Cheating ass No Kings protest. You're double
that
counting
was not
the
that was
population.
that couldn't be that many people who were going to multiple
No,
cities.
no, it was. I saw a lot of people. You were one of them. I saw many more people that were doing it that were from the first No Kings at the second No Kings. Half of the people at the second No Kings were from the first No Kings, if not more. At least 50%, if not 60%.
That's sorry. I've been to three of these now, and that's a
How far were
ridiculous
your
claim.
how far were yours between each other, between locations, the first location to the second location for the No Kings?
40-minute drive, and the second one was
So yours
significantly
farther.
smaller.
Ours was like a 20-minute drive to get to the second one. Wait, sorry, what was the last part? You said to get the first one to the second one. How long?
The second one, well,
To
so
drive from the
the
first location to the second location. When you left the No Kings, the first protest, how long did it take to get to the second one?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. Yeah. So for us, it took us like 15, 20 minutes. So ours was way closer. So if it's like an hour away, I would say, probably it would probably be less people. Guys, hit that like button. We got 50 people in here already. So if you can
Well,
give us
the
some
such
likes.
a large movement of people is not as easy as you seem to be claiming. It's actually really difficult to just for
Oh, it's
thousands
difficult
of
to make
people.
people protest. Yeah, I'm not saying it's easy, but it definitely happened. And by the way, they even let us know they thought they were so funny and they were so smirk. They thought they were so funny and they thought they were so smirk. They ended up moving the people from the first group to the second group at the No Kings protest. And when we got there, they also let us know that we were being counted. They said that we
Hmm
were being counted, even though we were obviously not No Kings protesters. I mean, can you not tell
So
by this with the Trump
so
T-shirt
if
and Charlie
I
Kirk T-shirt?
so if I remember the numbers correctly, the last No Kings protest was around 10 million people. So you're saying 5 million people went out and protest, and then we're just going to different cities.
Yeah, they would count people that would just be walking by. They never even asked
Uh,
me if I was part of the group. All they did All they did to antagonize me at the second protest was saying, "Hey, just so you know, we're counting you. We don't care that you're a
Well,
Trump
still,
supporter."
that's I saw hardly any other like counter protests at in like
Every
first no
single
king.
years that they just have a counter protest because one in Indiana had four counter protesters at one No Kings, four giant groups of like hundreds of people at
Well,
four
maybe
different
maybe it's
locations.
because I'm in a particularly blue state. I don't know. New Mexico's kind of weird.
New
Not
Mexico
the
is super blue. And when I went to the No Kings protest, I wasn't even the only counter protester there. There were
I mean, New Mexico is weird politically in a lot of different ways. Republicans and Democrats work more together out here. Um, like it's actually more socially conservative out here than people realize. Like there's a lot of Catholics out here. Like during Easter, you'll see like the Catholics. I don't know where they're walking to. I forget, but they're all like walking like in the same direction to like the same church. So it's pretty socially conservative out here. We have pretty progressive gun rights compared to other blue states. Like pretty easy to get a gun out here.
yeah, I know
Well,
you guys have that.
I mean, recently they added a 7-day wait period if you don't have a concealed carry permit. So if you get
Do
a
you have
gun,
any
you have to
wait
wait
period
7.
before?
No, that's a new thing. That's a relatively new thing. I bought a few guns, so
And never before a wait period?
it's a 1 week waiting period. So, but if you have a concealed carry permit, you
There's
can
a
just walk out
3-day
to.
waiting period here.
Where you at?
Florida.
Florida. Okay, Florida has a waiting period.
Yeah, Florida has a waiting period. You have to wait until everything goes through, I think. That's why it
Hmm.
takes so long. They have a process about it.
Well, in New Mexico, before the 7-day waiting period was added on, like it was the same day. Like you come in, you fill out the paperwork, you give the money for your firearm, and you walk out the same day with it. So, I mean, the background check was done pretty quickly. Actually, I need to get myself a concealed carry permit, just so I can
We
buy
have
guns
constitutional
quicker.
carry. We don't need a concealed carry permit here.
Man, that's
They
cool.
still have them though. I don't know why.
Hmm. So,
Yeah, you can just steal a car
I was
without
about
a
to lean
license.
my right ear and sorry.
What about the Second
I
Amendment? Are you a constitutionalist when it comes to the Second Amendment?
mm, I'm pretty pro Second Amendment. Um, I like I'm going to say I'm an absolutist because I don't want people to have like high explosive mortars in their backyards or I mean, gun laws I should look more into, but I'm pretty pro Second Amendment. Like yeah, yeah, that was retarded. I was well, I mean that the assault weapon
You're
ban
kind
that
of
was a thing. That was a thing long before I could buy a gun. I was a little
that was the
child when
'90s. Yeah, I know.
yeah, so like that was a really long time ago. I wasn't thinking about guns. I was thinking about an N64 back in those days, playing GoldenEye and that sort of
We
shit.
didn't have Call of Duty back then. Damn.
Mhm. No, no, and yeah, well, talking about how gaming has changed over time is another subject I could get into for a long time,
But
but
as far
like
as the
that.
Iran situation, where were we the last time with our conversation? I remember we were just
Um,
about to get into some stuff about Iran.
we were about to discuss NATO.
Oh yeah, we were about to discuss NATO because you. By the way, I learned something about the German troops after you left yesterday. The 3,000 troops that we pulled out. That's we're now at pre-Ukrainian war levels, so we have the same amount of troops we had in Germany pre-Ukrainian invasion.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
I
do
don't
know
see
that
anything wrong with
pull
that. If
out.
we go ahead.
Pre-Ukrainian invasion, the Ukrainian invasion is still going on. Russia is still a significant threat,
So it's not our
and
job to protect Germany, a nation that literally caused pretty much every world war. Like, how the fuck is that our problem?
so they're an ally, and we have a lot of interest in Europe. And say, for example, if this war goes really bad for Russia, and they were to collapse and basically a USSR 2.0 happens, we're gonna want assets out there so that we can secure the nukes and make sure they don't fall into the wrong hands. And in fact, that's what we did during the fall of the USSR. Like we had a lot of guys out there because like all this Soviet weaponry was just flooding the black market.
It's
And I
not
think some
good
of those
weaponry.
nukes. Hmm?
Also, you know the population of Europe versus the population of Russia? Europe has 450 million people. Russia has
Yeah.
120 million people. That's like 3.5 times the size.
Well, I
And
mean,
not to mention,
Russia.
Europe has way better weapons than Russia. So that's never. If they get to invade Germany, then at that point they must have some new
Wait,
technology.
the scenario I was talking about is Russia not invading Europe. I'm talking about the Russia becoming a failed state, what produces a variety of different issues. So now you have a bunch of military personnel who no longer have a job. You have a variety of weaponry that people, like particularly our enemies, are going to want to get their hands on, and there is a possibility of some of their nuclear arsenal getting into into the wrong hands. Like that's some serious. That's like a real concern right there, and it was a real concern during the collapse of the USSR. And in fact, we're still dealing
Russia
with
getting
those weapon
nukes?
systems. Hmm? What
Russia,
about
Russia
Russia?
getting nukes? Huh?
Russia has nukes.
Yeah, I know. What are you talking about? Who getting weapons? Iran?
Well, they could like that's a potential problem. Is like Iran could end up with those nukes. The bribe the right government official who no longer has a job and now they have nuclear
That's why we're
weapons.
making them broke. That's why we're making Iran broke. They're so broke that the mercenaries in Iran that were from Afghanistan and Iraq went back home because they're no longer getting paid. Now this is not confirmed. This is a rumor going on in Iran. But if that's what Intel says, allegedly, I would take that up as a consideration.
Well, so the whole justification of the invading Iran, well, I've heard a variety of different justifications. So let's for now go with the one they're on the verge of making nuclear weapons. So is the plan to continuously bomb them every year when they're getting close to making nuclear weapons? And if that's the case, then what they're doing makes perfect rational sense. By the way, I'm against Iran getting nuclear weapons, but their action makes perfect sense. Like the afflict such a high cost on us, and all they got to do is survive. The Iranian regime, that's all they got to do is survive, and they
I
win.
don't know how they're gonna survive when families are going in payment plans for bread, loaves of bread. Like
I
I don't think
don't
the
see
regime is
them.
gonna
I don't
survive.
see them collapsing. I don't see them collapsing. They still they're still in charge of the nation. They have vast underground facilities. We have significantly depleted our weapon systems. Like to collapse them, we would need at this point we would need to do a ground invasion, and I that just seems like an absolute nightmare doing a ground invasion of Iran.
I'm up for it. It sounds like fun. Can I go enlist? I'm just kidding.
Okay.
But I don't think we're gonna do a ground
I'm
invasion.
gonna
Like
I'm
I
gonna
think
try
that's
it.
ridiculous. I think that's kind of ridiculous. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know
Well,
how to express it. I think it's just
then
kind of
at that
ridiculous.
point, then if we're not going to do a ground invasion, then we need to make some sort of deal. We would have to make some sort of deal, and we're just like we are limited on our leverage, and each shot we take at them decreases our leverage. Each shot we take at them that doesn't wipe out the regime is less leverage we have.
Sorry, the comments are making me laugh. My friends in the comments trolling on them. The less leverage you have, the more that we take out. No, we still have leverage. If we still have the power grid, that's the next thing we're gonna go after. And after we get the power grid, there's worse stuff that we can do than that.
Okay, so now we're going to attack the civilian population and commit war crimes.
We're gonna do what we gotta do. They committed how many war crimes? They committed at least 15 war crimes on 15 separate countries. We're not even talking about the United States.
I'm not justifying Iran's war crimes,
If
but
they do
their
war
war crime.
crimes, the Geneva Convention. Once someone's supposed to violate the Geneva Convention, everything is fucking off the table from
That's
there.
not how the Geneva Convention works.
Everything is off the table, and we didn't even sign the
That's
part
not how
about
the
war on the Geneva Convention. We only signed one page of the Geneva Convention. We did
Well,
not
it goes
sign the
against
wartime acts in the
it goes
Geneva
against our
Convention.
laws too to attack the civilian population.
What law?
What law? Murder? Like
They
there's
do that
guys,
every day.
there's U.S. troops in prison in America for murdering civilians.
In America, when? What circumstance? If they do some real fucked up shit, yeah.
It's you. Well, I mean, like proving somebody murdered somebody in a war zone. I mean, war zones are messy. So, but
If it's an
yeah, like,
accident, then no. If it's actually on purpose, probably yeah.
well, I mean, Trump pardoned some of these individuals, like who
Well, should they
committed war
not be
crimes.
pardoned? It depends who you're
Yeah,
talking about. I don't know all these cases.
well, the one that I'm thinking of was
Yeah, I'm not
I
familiar with it, so I
think
can
it was a
speak
Navy
on it.
SEAL, some Navy SEALs who were going around doing some really heinous stuff, like scalping
But this is not
people and
Israel's war, is it?
not. I think it's more like I keep hearing that it's more complicated than that. So there's a variety of reasons we don't like Iran, and that has nothing to do with Israel. Like, I mean, the Iranians hate us for supporting the Assad. No, not crap. I'm terrible, but like their former monarchy that we supported.
Yeah,
To
I forget his
yeah,
name
they
too,
were
but the guy that left, yeah. But the first
yeah.
guy, the first guy before the monarch was terrible. He
Yeah,
was a
like
socialist. He started nationalizing oil, and they were selling 200 million barrels of oil. And when that guy got in office, they were selling 10 million. So because he
mhm.
socialized the oil, so we had to take him out. So we did what we did for the oil market, and that everyone agrees, even liberals and leftists. They say like putting the monarchist in lowered the oil prices for the whole world for long term. Otherwise,
Even
oil
leftist
prices would be
agrees.
way higher. Yep. Even the leftists
I
say
don't
it.
know.
They don't even disagree.
I see a lot of liberals'
But they
opinions,
said
and
that's not the reason why. They say that doesn't justify it. That's what they say. But they said it did lower gas prices, but that doesn't justify it.
well, I mean, we're like Israel could be nuked off the face of the planet tomorrow, and we would still be interested in the Middle East, and we would still have problems with Iran. So, like the reason we're allied with Israel is because they're a Western style nation and they're in the Middle East. And the Middle East has large amount of oils, and Western interest in the Middle East goes all the way back before Israel. It goes back to like World War I when the Ottoman Empire collapsed. Like like the reason they have all the straight line, like they have straight line borders there, is because after the fall of the Ottoman Empire, Western powers tried to break it up and like divide it amongst each other. And actually, funny enough, Lawrence of Arabia was saying that's a terrible idea because you're ignoring ethnic and cultural lines, but they didn't listen to him. And ever since then, the Middle East has been paying the price for it. So, but like, yeah, we would be interested in the Middle East with or without Israel existing. So, like, just like us just going to war because Israel is like not really in the complete story. I do believe Netanyahu was able to manipulate Trump into doing a larger strike against Iran. But Netanyahu tried to do that with going all the way back to Bill Clinton. Tried to convince Bill Clinton to do a strike against Iran. Tried to convince George W. Bush. He tried to convince Obama.
Well,
He
because
tried
they
to convince.
struck us so many times. Was it wrong to try to convince them of striking them? They struck us so many times, over 100 times, over 100 incidents involving
Oh,
the Iranian government.
okay, so like when discussing war, you gotta have a really nuanced understanding. Like even with World War II. So after World War II, we did an ethnic cleansing of Germans throughout Europe, and well, it's not so much the Allies. We kind of let it happen. Like all the Germans were forced back into Germany. It was actually pretty brutal. But like, so I mean, and also we targeted concentration camps because they were being used for production during World War II, and we deliberately targeted civilians during World War II, not just in Germany, but in particular in Japan, where we used fire bombs, and we even did tests to make sure they would burn the maximum amount of Japanese buildings. So like war is always very complicated, and I'm so tired of this language I've been hearing ever since Trump started this war. Knock them out, take them out. It's just like it ain't a boxing match, and even a boxing match has more complexity and nuance than that. You don't just choose to knock them out. Where we don't have magical capabilities. Like
Well, we did just knock them out. That's what we did in Iran. We knocked them out.
that's way easier said than done.
But they got back up. Now they're calling and they're begging to try and negotiate.
They're not trying to negotiate.
They are. They sent us an offer. What do you mean they're not trying to negotiate?
Well, the fact of war is still going on.
Yeah, because they're
Means they
reasonable
think they
as
can
fuck.
get
I'm not denying that.
that means they think they could get a better deal if they continue.
Yeah, obviously, but they're wrong.
I
They're
mean,
about to fucking
like the
find
Strait
out.
of Hormuz is massive leverage, and they could pretty cheaply and effectively make it like difficult or impossible for ships to go through there.
What are they gonna do?
Mines,
They
drones
don't have
attacks.
any mines. We've been looking for weeks now. We've been looking for over 3 weeks for mines. We've not found a single fucking mine. What mine do they have? They're full of shit. They don't got nothing. They don't got any fucking weapons left. How are they gonna stop us? We
They don't. They're
successfully led
still.
ships
What
through
are you
there already.
talking
They
about? They're
couldn't
still
stop
using the
us.
Shahed
They couldn't
drones.
stop us. We led ships through there
They still
already.
have thousands of Shahed drones, and they have mountain systems, tunnel
Okay, we
networks.
don't give a fuck about that. Did we not
If you,
successfully lead country ships through that strait?
I'm sorry, that's
Did we
that's a
successfully
silly thing.
lead?
That is
Did we
that is
successfully
still.
lead some European ships through there for oil because they're fucking like screaming, "Oh,
At
we're 2
massive
weeks out of
cost.
oil."
Wait.
Huh?
Are you talking about Project Freedom?
No, the one I think that's I don't remember what it was called off the top of my head, but
Well,
it was a
yeah,
recent one.
Project Freedom was like inactive for like 48 hours, but like we had to cancel it because now our allies are saying we don't want you using our military bases.
No, I'm
Like,
talking about the ones that we were already the ships that we let through the Strait of Hormuz. How is
yeah,
America in danger? How the fuck are we in danger? We're not in danger.
I'm not saying we're okay.
I'm talking about the comment section, not you.
Okay, yeah, we're
Somebody in the
okay, yeah,
comment
yeah.
section said America's
Yeah, where
unbeatable.
it's not the problem is not that we are in danger, it's that our interests abroad is significantly degraded. Oil's going up, like we're more
We can
insulated
use
from it
any
than
military base we want. Spain said, "Oh, you can't use your military base
yeah,
anymore." And we said that we're going to take
okay,
them 200%, and they said, "Okay, you can use our military base." We're pussy. We do what America
okay,
says.
he's degrading our relationship with our allies.
Degrading what? We don't have a relationship. What the fuck did they ever do for us? World War One, they
Okay,
took a bunch of money from America. World War Two, they took a bunch of money from America. We saved them World War One. We saved them World War Two. We saved them in Eastern Europe. We saved them every fucking time. We saved them with Russia.
okay.
We saved them every
With with
motherfucking
all
time.
with all due
They don't do
respect,
shit for us. We give them
with
all the fucking
all
money. They don't give a shit.
with all due respect, you have a very poor understanding of everything you are talking about right now.
What do they do for us? Tell me.
Well, for one, they allow us to operate across the world. Just
So
the
they
base
allow
act.
us to save us. They allow us to operate in their country to protect them. They don't pay us for it. Oh great, we get fucked over again. Thanks.
Okay, that's utterly ridiculous and silly. So the reason we need their access to their bases because we launch operations from there. It allows us to operate in
We have
the
aircraft
Middle East.
carriers. We don't need to launch operations from their land.
Okay, you do know that an aircraft carrier is not the same as a military base. Like
Yes,
an
I know.
aircraft,
Have to refill, and at sometimes
and
they have to
all
go back to land. Yes, I know.
that's okay. Then you don't understand. Okay, so there's three major components of warfare. There's
It's
the
logistics. It's a
tactical.
logistics issue. I understand 100%. But
Okay, so
we don't need to
the
use
so
their
logistics.
land. Why
So
do we need
you
to be
know
in Spain? Why do we need
why
to
do
be
we need?
located between Spain and Africa? What logistics does that
Okay, so
offer us?
I do have a little bit of direct knowledge why we need military bases in Spain. Because when I was in FAST, like one of our mission set was to secure embassies if there's a coup. And
Yes, people
for
will live
so
there, and we need soldiers at embassy. That is a great point.
so
But
when
they're
there's
not
a
going to remove
coup,
our embassy. We're still going to allow military in the embassies.
when there's unrest in somewhere like Africa, for example, Spain, like having military bases in Spain and having access to their military bases allow us to secure our interests in Africa. So without Spain, we are significantly diminishing our capability to operate in Africa.
Why do we
Like,
go to Africa for what? We shouldn't be
well,
helping Spain. We should be helping Africa.
okay.
There's nothing
So
African for us.
you do know there's a lot of resources in Africa,
Yeah.
like rubber, rare earth materials. Like
Okay.
this stuff is used for like my phone, and I don't know if you have a phone or if you have a camera or something or a computer.
What I'm
Every
saying is
computer
there is not one-sided beneficial. Sure, it benefits us in some ways, but it benefits them way more.
benefits us tremendously. Like
It benefits
these
them tremendously
alliances,
more.
these
It benefits them
these
tremendously more.
these alliances is why we are so powerful, why we are so
It
rich, is
benefits
because
them
of these alliances.
tremendously more.
Say again.
It benefits them tremendously more.
Can you say that again? My hearing's not so good.
It's okay. It benefits them tremendously more.
It still benefits us a lot.
I know it does. I'm
Like,
not disagreeing, but it benefits them more. It benefits
okay,
both parties, but it benefits them way better. It's like they're getting an excellent deal on a car, but they're just giving us a good deal on a car. They need to give us a fucking excellent deal if we're gonna give them an excellent deal.
so you think us being the richest, most powerfulest nation on the planet is a bum deal for us?
We need more wealth.
We need more. Well, okay, I ain't gonna argue
I don't
against
know if
more
we're the
money, but
richest.
we
I
are
don't
the
know how you
wealthiest,
calculate that.
and losing these alliances is going to make us significantly poorer. It take billions of dollars. Okay, it's reciprocated by us. Okay. Okay.
But can
Okay.
we get the
I'm trying to.
25x
I'm
gas?
trying to. I'm having difficulties trying to explain
So
this to
why
my.
do you think going into Iran is bad? Do you think it's any good to it? Do you think getting rid of the Ayatollah had any good to it?
I think it has caused us a lot more long-term problems. Now they would be stupid to not develop nuclear weapons. That's just from a self-preservation perspective on their end. They'd be stupid not to get nuclear weapons. And I'm against them getting nuclear weapons, but they would be stupid to not get nuclear weapons. And we replaced a elderly leader with a much younger, more radical leader now. And this is going to radicalize the Iranian government more. And now the Iranian people are significantly more against us. Like this strike is not putting us in a better position. Yes, sir, we're breaking a lot of Iranian stuff, but it's like we're not getting into a better position. In fact, we're getting into a worse position in respect to all of our allies across the world, and also our allies are turning more to other nations instead of us. Like the Asian nations are starting to make more deals with China, and like in further degradation with our allies. Like eventually, they're not going to care if we
How
do
are we in further
tariffs.
integration? If they don't, it benefits them way more than us. They're not gonna pull out of the deal.
And
But
well,
hello, Andrea.
now
I
it's
see the
not benefiting
chats.
them. Now it's starting to hurt them. It's starting to hurt them to be
It's
allies
not
with us. It's
hurting
not.
them. It's benefiting them even more. Now we're helping them get their oil. We help them get their oil. It's
I'm sorry,
benefiting
that's
them more
stupid.
than
That's a
ever.
stupid thing you just said. That's a
Because
stupid
they're
thing you said. I'm
cowering out
sorry,
of
that's
fighting
stupid.
Iran. If we went there, they would be fighting
Gas
Iran.
prices are okay. We're insulated from the gas prices. We're not immune, but we are insulated. They are getting pretty hit hard, especially the Asian countries, especially African nations. They're getting really hit hard with the gas prices. They're getting hit really hard, and they all blame us. They blame us for
It's
that.
not about today. It's about the next generation that will not have to deal with people that want to
The
unalive Americans and have nuclear weapons.
next generation, we're going to be we're going to be poorer than we are now. That's for damn sure,
We're
because
not
Donald
poor.
Trump
We're
is just a
wealthier than
buffoon.
ever. Americans are
Yeah, for
wealthier
now.
than ever. Wealth
Yeah.
is easier to build now than ever.
No, Donald Trump has been degrading
Wealth is
our
easier to
lives.
build today than it was yesterday. Every single day it gets easier and easier. We get new inventions and new shit every day. Every
Yeah,
day.
China has been investing in their techs a lot more than us. Like now we're
Well, I've
just
seen what China
chasing
looks like.
whatever
I've never been there,
stupid
but it
thing
looks
Trump
like a
is out
fucking
there.
shithole.
Hmm?
So I don't care about China. China looks like a shithole compared to America. They still have those damn commie blocks.
I care about China because if they're doing better than us,
They're
that's
not
fine
as
for us.
good. They're overhyping themselves. They're not doing better than us. I don't believe them. If they're doing better than us, then why the fuck are
They're
their people
making
still living in commie blocks?
Their Silk Road initiative is greatly benefiting them. They're heavily investing in technology. Now, there's a lot of problems with China. I don't want to live in China because of their surveillance states, but like they're investing in technology, they're investing in businesses, and we are like we're just chasing whatever harebrained, stupid ass idea Trump has.
What stupid ass idea? So you
Oh,
just think
invading
we should let them
Iran, the
build nukes?
tariffs,
You
the
just think they should be
tariffs.
allowed to have uranium and enrich it?
Okay, so let me show you something. You could use a pin like this, or you could use a pin like this. Now, if you say doing this is stupid, Oh, you're against using pins. If you're against me stabbing a pin in my head, then you're against using pins. Why are you so
No,
against
that's
using
not.
pins?
You use a
Yeah,
pen to
what?
write.
What? Hey, I was just using the pin. I was just using the pin. I was just using the pin. I was just like, look me. I mean, using it. You're against using pin. You're against using pins. You are against using pins. You are against using pins. You are against using pins. That's what your argument sounds like to me. There's a correct way to do things, and there's a dumb way to do things.
Have uranium and build nukes with it. What else do you do with uranium
That's
at
not the
60%?
okay.
What else do you
You're
do with
acting like
uranium at 65%? Why did they admit? One of the scientists admitted to being able to build nuclear warheads, and he was hired as an Iranian nuclear scientist to do so.
okay.
Why did that happen
Is
back
it
in
okay? Okay, okay, okay.
2005?
Okay. Say you had the end goal ending world hunger. Just play along with this hypothetical. You had the end goal of ending world hunger. Okay. One person is saying, oh, let's start doing aid packages. And one person says, let's invest in technology to increase food yield. And then one person says, let's just start nuking Antarctica. Okay.
How is this
They all have
related
the
at all? You
same.
keep bringing up
That,
hypotheticals that are not even related at all. Should
because, okay.
Iran be allowed to have a nuclear weapon?
Okay, Graham, you
Should
have a
Iran be
severe
allowed to have a
lack of
nuclear weapon?
understanding of this stuff. You
Why can't
don't
you
even
answer the
know how
question?
much you
Yes or
don't know.
no?
You don't.
Why can't they have a nuclear weapon? Just answer the question. Do you think Iran should be able to have a nuclear weapon? I've heard the answer yes before.
No, I already said I don't want Iran to have nuclear weapons.
So then why would you allow them to develop one?
Okay, Trump has given them more incentives to build nuclear weapons. Trump's plan is not working.
He hasn't gave them any incentives. He's literally causing them to lose billions of dollars. What incentives?
What
Would you like
incentives
to
do you have
respond to
to?
this super chat? This one's directly directed to you. It says, dude, please go travel, learn something about the world, stop playing Call of Duty. Please go travel, learn something about the world, stop playing Call of Duty. That's what someone dropped the super chat and said.
Saying to me or you?
They're talking about you.
Me, I haven't played Call of Duty in years. Okay. What you're talking about is more in line with a Call of Duty, like a Call of Duty plot written by a lobotomite. What I'm talking about is real
What are
world
you
stuff.
talking about? You just keep making up shit. Like, now you're just insulting and making up shit. Look, Lord Nairuku, if you wanted to insult someone, you could have insulted the person that dropped the super chat, not me or the president. But double tap that like button, subscribe. Lord Nairuku had a better question for you. This
If
is a
I ever
legitimate
meet Donald
question.
Trump in person, I would tell him you should resign immediately.
Oh
I would
my
tell him
god.
that.
You would tell
I
him
would tell him
what?
that. I would tell him the only thing I would tell Donald Trump, the only honorable thing you can do right now is resign
No,
and leave the country.
Okay, fair enough. What does the guest think Iran would do with nuclear weapons? This is a super chat, by the way. Consider the IRGC religious doctrine requires marching into Jerusalem after
You're
clarity.
all not asking the right question. I'm against Iran having nuclear weapons. Okay? I'm against
No,
Iran
but do
having
you
nuclear weapons.
understand this part? I never knew this part. The IRGC's religious doctrine, the doctrine they have after an event where their entire country gets attacked, their actual doctrine says that they have to march into Jerusalem. So they would basically have to march into Jerusalem and actually take over the entire country because that's part of their religious doctrine. So if we weren't involved, that's what happened.
That's not
And
gonna.
Israel
That's
has
not gonna
nuclear
happen.
weapons.
They would have to.
Answer a
They would
question
have.
without using Trump's name. That's what they said in another
Okay,
super
if
chat.
Iran would have to. Let's see. They would. Crap, I don't have the maps memorized in my head. They would have to march through different nations that don't like them, and they would have to going that's not an easy task. Marching onto Israel, that's not gonna
Well, what would
happen.
they do with nuclear weapons if they had them? Would they
If they
point it
had
out countries and
more
say,
than
let our troops
likely,
go through your nation or we're going to nuke you?
if Iran had nuclear weapons right now, more than likely they would use that as leverage. Like their nuclear weapons are not going to be as good as ours, and they know that, and they know
But
there's a
they can
good
still
chance
hit
of.
Israel, and then Israel's going to cause a nuclear warfare battle because Israel has made it clear as day that if they ever get nuked, that they're going to be nuking every single one of their enemies, and
Okay,
they're not going down without a fight. They're
so
going to
the
cause. They're
main
going to drag everyone
reason,
into war if they get nuked.
so Iran using their nuclear weapons, I think is relatively low if they have nuclear weapons. The main reason I'm against them having nuclear weapons, it gives them massive leverage over the region. They could do a lot more heinous stuff with just the threat of nuclear weapons.
Do
Because
you
they
think it's
know,
okay for Iran to have 60% uranium if we don't have an active agreement going on? Do you think that's acceptable?
well, there was an active agreement during the Obama administration, and then Trump tore up that deal.
It was set to expire in 2026 or
Then we should have made
2027.
it. Okay, so here's the reason why it's good
It
to
was set to
have a.
expire in I think 2 years, 2 or 3 years.
Okay, I don't know too much of the specific of the Obama nuclear deal, but the reason it's good to have a deal with Iran about nuclear weapons, they can't enrich uranium to. I'm not a nuclear weapon physicist, but like to whatever percentage. Okay, we have a deal like that. We have it on paper. The Iranians say on paper we agree to that. That gives us leverage if the enriched uranium past that point. That allows us to use sanctions. That allows us to rally our allies against them. That gives us a lot more options. It gives us more credibility to
Well,
strike.
that's what we did for 20 years. For
Without
47
that
years, that's what we
deal,
did.
we don't have any credibility.
That's exactly what we did for 47 years. And after 47 years, when we saw Iran at their weakest and their own people fighting against their government, Donald Trump thought it was the most strategic point throughout in the entire history to go ahead and do what he needed to do.
Well, he should have struck sooner, and he should have struck smarter.
Sooner,
And
he
this
did it right at the perfect timing. The revolution was just about to end. They were just about to give up, and then he went
the
in.
revolution is pretty much dead.
No, it's still going on today, but they're not doing it in the streets.
They're not doing it.
They're doing
They're
guerrilla
not doing.
warfare. They're doing guerrilla warfare. They're poisoning Iranian officials. They're hunting people down that are officials in the street. They're doing guerrilla warfare. The
Well,
revolution is
it'll
not
be.
over.
It will be good.
They're waiting for the mercenaries to completely leave and for Iran's weapons to be run down a little bit further. And they're
The
also waiting for the
mercenaries.
king. They're waiting for Pahlavi to give them orders. King Pahlavi, that's in the United States. But even if they see all the mercenaries completely leave and Iran's weapons draw down a little bit more, they're going to attack and soon as a full blown revolution. It's a rumor that's going on in
Okay.
Iran.
So I'll say this: I am not against the idea of orchestrating a revolution inside of
We
Iran.
tried to. We gave weapons to the Kurds, and the Kurds just stole our weapons and said, "Fuck you."
Why would the Kurds make a deal with us? We keep standing
Because
in
they
the
helped us
back, and
before in Afghanistan, didn't they?
Trump is also the least trustworthy president we have ever had.
Least
You can't
trustworthy.
believe
These
it,
fuckers
man.
stole our weapons. The only thing we said is this: we're gonna give you guns. Didn't we agree to give them money if they finish the job? Why the fuck wouldn't they just finish the fucking job?
Finish the job in Iran? Like
Not
the
finish the
Kurds don't.
job, but like finish the job of starting the revolution back.
The Kurds don't have the abilities to just overthrow the
Dude, the
Iranian
Kurds could
government.
destroy the IRGC. I completely fucking believe that. At least they could fuck them up real bad. Maybe they wouldn't destroy all of them, but they would fuck them up real bad, dude. Those motherfuckers are crazy.
Well, they were really effective against ISIS with our backing of our military, with the backing of our air support. Like this idea that
Like, why the fuck do the only reason the Kurds don't
you
like
don't
us
comprehend how
is because
difficult
they're
of a
Muslim.
task this is. You're not comprehending how difficult of a task this is. You're acting like me and Jimbo
It's
and a couple of
difficult to
beers
get
could get this
anyone
done
to
on a
agree to
weekend.
you. It probably would have happened to any president, to be honest with you, especially if you speak out against Islam like Trump
This would not be
has.
happening. This would not be happening under any other president.
Biden had more deaths in Afghanistan than Trump has had this entire war. So, and that was
13.
just from a
Biden
pullout. That
had
wasn't even,
13.
huh?
Biden had 13. Trump has had 13.
Okay, fine, fair enough. The number went up a little bit. Fair enough. But this is an actual fucking war versus a pullout. A pullout was supposed to go flawless. Every other one has gone pretty successful in the last 20 years, hasn't it?
Okay, pullouts going
My
out
friend
like
was in this pullout. He was in the front lines of Afghanistan when this shit happened. And he literally told me, he said, the whole fucking reason this happened was because of fucking Biden. Biden didn't follow the plans that Trump's military instructed him
unless
with.
your friend is like a general and not just some corporal on the ground, then like I don't know what your friend's expertise is.
I mean, many generals have fucking said this
Wait.
before.
I'm not defending the Afghan pullout. The Afghan pullout was stupid, okay? It was poorly done. Like, I'm not defending, like,
Many
oh, yeah, go
generals
ahead.
have said it before, so you don't even have to take his word for it. You can take the highest ranking, some of the highest ranking generals.
I know the Afghan pullout was a complete shit show. I know that. Like, I'm not defending that. That was an absolute shit show, okay? And, okay, do you think there was a non-stupid way to pull out of Afghanistan?
Do I think what?
Do you think there was a non-stupid way that Joe Biden could have pulled out of Afghanistan? Say he
Yeah,
was like
listen. I
smart.
don't remember exactly what went on, so I'm not really the best one to debate with this. He's explained it several times to me, and we've been on debate with people
I'm
several
not.
times before.
Okay, we both agree that the
His way,
Afghan
he
pull.
explained it like this: the plans that were left there were not accomplished. He said everything went wrong in Kabul. What Biden did in Kabul was not. I don't remember what happened in Kabul, but he said there's something that happened when he was on the front line to Kabul, and that was directly because of Biden's orders, and that's what ended up in the long run killing a bunch of people, including
Okay, yeah,
Afghanis.
I've been critical of Joe Biden's pullout of Afghan. Well, not so much when it happened because I was still in the military, so I couldn't speak my opinions publicly back then. But I've been pretty consistent that that was an absolute shit show, and there should have been harsher questions asked of Joe Biden, in my opinion, and like why were certain decisions made. So I'm not like so the Afghan pullout was a shit show. You agree that was a shit show, right?
Yeah, I agree that was a shit show, and I think if you
Okay.
compare
Do
that
you think?
performance to
Do
amount
you
of
think
the
the?
military,
I'm not. I'm not asking if
what do
you
you
could
think
come
about
up with a.
Venezuela? Do you think that went well? Be honest. Compare that to Biden. Biden did one
I
military
mean,
action, really, that was fucking bullshit with our.
Venezuela. We'll see how that goes in long term, but I'll give the military credit for that. I'm not giving Trump credit for that. Military
Oh,
did a
so
great
when
job out
Biden
there.
fucks up, it's on Biden. But when the military does something good and Trump gives them orders to do it, it's the military. Okay,
Well, the
yeah, that
military did it
that's
with
really
all
the
things
definition of
considered. When
illogical.
all things
Do you know what
considering,
logic is?
all things considering, the military handled the pullout pretty well. There was poor strategic decision made at the top, but from there, like
It's
the
called
guys
the
on the ground.
commander in chief. Who is the commander in chief of the military?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Donald Trump and Joe Biden at respective time periods throughout history.
All right. Like,
If Donald
okay.
Trump doesn't have a frontal lobe, maybe you should try to remove your frontal lobe. That way you can get $1 billion too. What do you mean Venezuela was a bribery operation? How the fuck was that a bribery operation? Can you explain that to me?
Uh,
I never heard this conspiracy.
that was a bribery op. Well, that I heard some theories that people like Maduro wanted it to happen so that he could leave office without getting killed or something like that. I think there was somebody inside who was giving us information about Maduro's whereabouts, but like a bribing operation, you have to show me who bribed him. I mean, if he was
Yeah, no,
bribed, it
I
was
can
through
agree on that
his.
part. I agree with
But
what you said.
if he was bribed, you're going to have to take a look at Trump's fight coin. If he was bribed through there for it. But then you're going to have to make the connection from there.
Yeah, no, 100%. I can agree on that. But that was excellent. That was one of the best military operations I'd say that we conducted in the last 30 years.
That was pretty well done. I ain't gonna deny that. Our military kicks
That was
ass.
just
Like,
pure military flex. Like when people saw that shit, they were like, the whole world was impressed. The whole fucking world, because they haven't seen a strong military display from America in a long time. When they seen that, they were like, "Oh fuck!"
what are you talking about? Like, we've had strong military displays like pretty much the entirety of the 21st century. Like, sir,
When?
we
When
have
was the last
politicians.
one? Before Trump,
Well,
when
let's
was the
see. There
last
was
one?
okay. There was Sakana. There, Sakana. That was a pretty
Where?
impressive one.
Where is that? What is that?
That was the beginning of the Iraq War during the Bush administration.
And what
Oh, don't
happened?
forget Operation Nemesis that happened under Obama. That was against Bin Laden. That was the
Okay,
operation
okay,
to
that one
Bin.
out. Yeah, yeah, okay. That was about 15 years ago, though.
And
So
I know you're not. I know you're not a fan of Obama, but you got to admit the operation against
yeah, the operation was halfway
Bin
decent, but
Laden.
there was a couple mistakes made in it. It wasn't this flawless.
Well, mistakes always happens.
They accomplished the mission. This one was like fucking flawless. I never heard of a single mistake in this one. Other than one mistake.
no,
One mistake made actually. I got one
there was
mistake.
a guy who was injured and a helicopter was fired upon, but like
Yeah,
no
that was
mistakes.
it.
That's impossible. No,
I don't think it
there
was a
has to be
fire
more.
upon or was it just a crash? Hey Cino.
Uh,
I think
with
that's how
the
you say it.
operation, the raid on, keep saying Bin Laden, the raid on Bin Laden. Yeah, the
Mistakes
helicopter
don't
crashed.
matter, someone said. Okay, fair enough. Then they were both good, I
Mistakes.
guess.
Okay, don't. If you think mistakes don't matter, don't join the military. Like I promise. Well, if you join the military, I promise you they'll fix that. They'll fix that thought really quick.
Oh my god.
Like you'll learn that mistakes matter in the first day of boot camp. Like I promise you, you'll learn that mistakes do matter. So you're just reading chat.
I'm just reading chat, yeah. I don't even know where we left off earlier or what we're even disagreeing on.
Mm,
Okay.
where like I mean I think the big problem is I think there's a big gap in knowledge here,
A
and
big
like I'm
gap
not
knowledge on what?
on
I'm not seeing
how.
anything that you're disagreeing with. The only thing that you disagree with is that you just think we shouldn't have struck Iran, but you can't explain why when they have nuclear weapons and they're threatening America.
Okay, is it possible to do like you could agree with the end results of a military operation, but it's handled so poorly that it negates all possible goods? Is that a possibility?
Sure, but you have to describe how it's done, why it's done poorly.
Well, it's being done poorly. Okay, the Iranian regime is still in power. We have massively depleted our weapons systems.
We have plenty of
They
weapons
now
left. That's bullshit. We have plenty of weapons left. They
we have
massively depleted their weapon system. We have we haven't even
Pete
used 1%
Hegseth.
of our shit.
Pete
We haven't
Hegseth
even used
has already
1% of our
said
shit.
Pete Hegseth has already said it will take years to replace the weapon systems we have used to make our weapon systems pre-war levels. Like he already said that,
Yeah,
testifying to
because we use
Congress.
some shit that we don't have. Some of those weapons take years to build, but it doesn't mean we used up all of our weapons.
Yes, I never said that. We have depleted, not
We've
empty. We
depleted
still
certain
have.
weapons. We have other rocket systems that we can use. We have everything we can
Yeah,
use.
and
They're just not
they'll be
that
able.
specific band from
Those
that specific
Sahi
year.
drones, those Sahi drones are a lot easier. Their weapon systems are a lot easier and quicker to make than ours.
Because
Like
they're really just fucking pieces of shit drones.
those Sahi drones have been wreaking havoc in the Gulf states, and they wreak havoc in Ukraine. Those Sahi drones are nothing to
Yeah,
just
Ukraine is not
poo-poo at.
fucking advanced at all.
Well, Ukraine has been still doing pretty freaking good in the war.
They lost
They're
like a quarter of the land. So like what?
okay.
Pretty
Yeah, you
fucking
have a
good. It's like if America lost 10 of their states. Like they lost all the South. They lost Texas to Florida, everywhere down there. And you're like,
well.
yo,
I mean, if
the US is
Russia,
doing pretty
if
good in that
Mexico,
war. Pretty good.
if Mexico invaded the United States,
And we
we
lost
would.
10 states. And you were just sitting there saying, well, the United States is fighting back pretty good. Pretty good. Would that seem like good to you? No, it fucking would not. That would seem like we're getting our ass handed to us. So where the
All
fuck
right.
is the logical thinking?
The logical thinking. Well, there's only one of us logically thinking. So
Yeah, if you
the
lose 10 of your states and you have 40 fucking states left, you're not going to sit there and say, well, we're winning the war against Mexico when they take 10 states. When they take
okay.
20% of our fucking land, you're not going to sit there and think that's okay, are you?
Do you think there's a difference between Ukrainian military capability and the United
You can
States
say they're
military
having a
capability?
good fight. You can say that they're putting up a good fight, but you can't say that they're doing pretty fucking
They
good
have
or that they're
exceeded
winning.
all expectations. Like when the war
Of
first started, I
course.
thought they were going. I thought
Of
they were going
course,
to
because
lose.
we gave them all of our money and all of our weapons. And so did Europe.
Well, it's not just
They should
that.
exceed our expectations. We gave them
Their drone program
$300
has
fucking
been
billion dollars.
highly effective. Their drone program has been extremely effective.
And it should be for $300 billion.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Half
the
a trillion
drone.
dollars if you count all the money given to them from everyone,
No.
from Europe, from America,
Well,
from
yeah, Europe.
Australia.
Well, mostly what we've been giving
Half a trillion
Ukraine.
dollars for them to lose the war was spent, and they're still gonna fucking lose. That's half $1 trillion that could have been gone to do anything. I'm glad you think it's funny. Half a fucking $1 trillion just for them to lose.
They're not gonna
That's money
lose.
we just wasted for
Well,
nothing for
they're
them to fucking
like
lose.
at best now. Russia's gonna get a Punic victory. Like I've been keeping up with the war.
And they
Like
have a bunch of
the
Nazi soldiers in Ukraine, and not to mention that Zelensky's wife literally owns the thing to put aesthetic arms instead of legs. So when the soldiers come back from war, when their arms are blown off, they're gonna have to pay the president's wife to get plastic aesthetic arms and legs. And there's also
okay.
other businesses that she
You have a
owns that's
problem.
profiting
You
from the
have
war.
a problem with Donald Trump's sons massively investing in drone companies and trying to sell it in the Gulf states right now.
What is it? Drone companies?
Yeah, they're investing in militarized drones, and they're trying to sell it in the Gulf countries right now.
Yeah, sure, anyone can do that.
Okay, then you shouldn't have a problem with Zelensky's wife making money off of prosthetics.
No, because she's it's a monopoly. No other business is allowed. They have to buy from her. She's the only one that's allowed. That's called dictatorship. There's only one company, and you have to buy from it.
No,
If your arm gets blown off,
Ukraine is
you
not
don't
a
have an
dictatorship.
option. You don't have an option. All you got is to put
Ukraine
on
is
the
not a
legs.
dictatorship.
Why don't they give
Ukraine
you
is not.
freedom then?
It's a
Prove you're
democracy. It's not a
actually not
dictatorship.
fraudulent. They have many bad rankings and many bad reports of them being a dictatorship.
Yeah, but they've been making
They have not
significant
ran an
progress.
election. They have not had an election in like 7 years.
Yeah, and you
That's
know
called a
that
dictatorship.
do you know the Ukrainian
They refuse to
constitution?
hand over power to anyone else. That's called a dictatorship.
Did you know the Ukrainian constitution says?
Yes, I know. I don't care if it's legal or not. That's a dictatorship. Just like it's legal in other countries for presidents to be
It's
president
in
for
their
70
constitution.
years.
It's in their
Okay, and it's
constitution.
perfectly legal for President Putin to do what he does do. It's in the Constitution.
It's
So what's your
legal.
point? What's your point? That's
Zelensky
stupid.
almost.
That is stupid. Any
Zel-
country can make any laws and they can change anything they want to do.
This wasn't a recent change in their constitution.
Their country is only 30 years old. You might be older than Ukraine. So yeah, it is
Probably
recent.
not.
It is recent.
I don't. Well, Ukraine has existed for a while, actually.
What year do you
it
think
was
Ukraine was formed? Or what?
with Ukraine got their independence. I don't know. I would have to say 1991, if you
Yeah,
jump
yeah, that's
ahead.
it. That's right. You're right. So,
But like, so
and
1991,
congratulations, they
that's the
have the
year.
worst economy in Europe, either first or second worst economy in Europe. Their
Well,
average salary is four to five
they're in
thousand
the
dollars
middle
a
of an
year.
invasion.
This
They're
is
in the middle of it.
pre-war. This is pre-war. $4,000 to $5,000 a year salary.
Yeah,
Russia has a
that's why.
20,000.
That okay,
Russia
okay,
has a
okay.
$20,000 a year
That's
salary.
why. That's what is it? The Euromaidan protest happened in Ukraine. That was the massive protest that ousted the Ukrainian president. Well, I shouldn't say ousted.
Yes,
He
and
fled.
nothing changed. The economy has just gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and
Nothing
worse and worse.
changed. Nothing
No,
changed.
it's worse than ever.
Russia annexed. What is it? Crimea.
Well, that's
Yeah,
changed, but
and
I'm talking about nothing's changed in the economy. It's just gotten worse.
nothing changed. It's a war. The economy is changing all the time. That's a ridiculous thing to say.
I said it's getting worse. Is that not true? I said
Yeah, because
nothing else
they're
has
in the
changed other than
middle
it's
of
getting
a
worse.
war.
Huh?
And a war in your country makes your economy worse.
Yes, and before the war, their economy was still failing. Let's read a super chat about Ukraine. Since Ukraine can freeze elections during a war through their government, would you support Trump suspending elections in 2028 or 2026 midterms if it was
Absolutely
constitutionally
not.
legal? What if it was
Let
constitutionally legal?
Constitution
Would you
be a
support it?
different world. Be a different world.
Oh, so it's fine
I
as long as
think
they do it, as long as it's
you know what's
legal.
constitutional
If we do
impeachment.
it and it's legal, it's not fine. Okay, I see. Double standards.
Well,
Double
no,
standards.
America with if there was a constitution amendment like that, it would be a very different world. But I'm
I
also
think there
for
are
the.
some laws
It
out
would
there
be
like that.
constitutional to impeach and remove Donald Trump.
Huh?
It would be constitutional to impeach and remove Donald Trump, and I'm for that. I think Donald Trump should
That's
be
never
impeached
gonna
and
happen. You
removed
guys say
yesterday.
that every time. Why would you impeach Trump for what specifically? You would have to have a reason. There is no reason.
Is
They've already tried.
fight coin? That's an easy one. He gets fried through that. Let's see. What's another one?
Why
Is
would you get
deployment of
fried through
ICE.
that?
Is deployment of
What's wrong with
ICE
that? What's wrong with
the
saying fight, fight, fight?
coin?
Yeah, what's wrong
Because
with that?
people could put any amount of money in there, and Trump could make money off of it. And
Oh,
we have
you're
no idea
talking
who's
about the crypto coin. Yeah, he doesn't. He owns like 10% of that, and he's never sold any percentage of it. It's a long term thing that he's doing.
a long-term thing. Okay, a
Yeah,
long-term
it's a
thing.
novelty
So you
coin.
think
It's
so
a
you think
novelty
Trump
coin. It's nothing is illegal about novelty cryptocurrencies. If you think that they should be
he
illegal,
can
you should have
very
told Joe
easily
Biden. Joe Biden literally looked at novelty cryptocurrencies and he said, "You know what? I'm not going to
any
outlaw
corruption you
this.
can
This is
point
fine."
to with Joe Biden is adorable compared to what we're seeing right now.
Well, Democrats. My point is,
And
Democrats had
I'm
the
not even
opportunity
close
to
to being
outlaw
done with my list.
cryptocurrencies.
Like I'm
Democrats
not
had the
done. I'm not even
opportunity
done.
to ban
Like I got more
cryptocurrency
impeachable things to
coins.
talk about. I got more impeachable things to talk about. And also,
Well,
impeachment is not specifically for crimes. Like impeachments would put into the Constitution because the founding fathers didn't want it to be a situation where the only way you could remove a terrible leader was through assassination or
yeah, I
like
know he's not getting impeached.
permanently.
What other reasons? What other reasons do you have to impeach him? We're listening.
Don't
Huh?
within days.
Doge?
Yes,
Huh?
absolutely.
What about Doge?
Doge. He allowed Elon Musk to have unprecedented access to sensitive federal information. Within the same month, Elon Musk got the job. He was firing nuclear weapon physicists. He had like those Doge bags.
If you
we
want to
like
talk
call
about firing something specifically, we can look into it. But every single person that was fired was a necessary evil that needed to be
No,
fired.
they've
And
been
this has
hired
already
back.
been
A lot
brought
of
into
them.
Congress.
A lot of them
It's
have
already
been
been
hired
brought into
back.
Congress. This has been brought to Supreme Court. Maybe no, it's in Congress. It was, and they discussed this,
Declaring
and they
you're right
said
does not make you
it is
right.
a
They've been
temporary.
hired. Many
The
of the
president of the
appointees
United
have been hired
States
back.
is legally
Many of
allowed
the
to make a
appointees.
temporary organization to do some work for him. The president can hire a company. I think it's for 3 months or 6 months. They can temporarily
So
open a branch.
you really believe that Doge within a day did the most complete, quickest audit of the most complex organization on the planet within
And
days?
what audit? Of what? Of what?
Okay, you know what an audit is?
Which? Yeah. Well, what? Who did the audit?
Supposedly Doge.
Who audited Doge?
Okay, I'm saying they didn't do an audit. I'm saying a bunch of idiots went into the federal government, and then when they saw
So you're
something they
talking
didn't
about the
understand,
audit that Doge did. Doge did a pre-audit. Is that what you're talking about?
Doge didn't do an audit. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's ridiculous to believe they did the quickest, most accurate audit of the most complicated organization on the planet.
It was a
That's
pre-audit. That
ridiculous.
wasn't the official audit. That was just the pre-audit.
They were firing people within days.
They did a deep dive audit. It said they did an audit into. It said they did an audit in
They were
Florida.
just canceling. They were just canceling programs and firing people when they
It
didn't
took days. It
understand
was
something.
not done in a single day. It was done in. They gave a turnaround window of 60 days. In some states, it only took a couple days.
And it takes months to do a proper audit of some rinky-dink nonprofit.
Yes,
Like,
most
if you
audits have
believe
taken longer, but Doge is more efficient. That's Elon Musk. He
they're
knows all
getting
about
no,
efficiency.
those Doge bags are getting sued. They're getting sued right now,
Okay,
and
let
in
them get
court they're
sued.
getting.
Show me one case of them doing anything wrong. Give me one
So
example
okay,
of them doing anything wrong.
so one of the things they're getting sued for is attempted to sell American Social Security
They didn't
numbers
do that.
to.
That's fake.
Uh, how am I supposed to argue against that? You're just going to say whatever I say is
Why haven't
fake.
they been put in federal court? How am I supposed to argue against that? There's no criminal charges. There's
Why
no
haven't they
proof of that.
been brought into federal court? I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the most corrupt president in American
No, they didn't get
history.
brought in federal court. A civil court case is not federal court. That's a state court in a civil circuit. What
They're
are you talking
getting,
about?
they're, okay. The reason they're not getting put in prison is because Donald Trump is a corrupt
No, it's because
scumbag.
they're being sued civilly. No state. The
Yes,
states can bring
they're
up their
getting,
own criminal charges. They don't need the
yes, they're getting
DOJ.
sued.
States can make their own criminal charges. They don't need the DOJ.
And
So
also,
there's no. There's,
yes, they have access to our social security number.
and
People,
by the way, all of our social security numbers, every social security number was already leaked in 2023 under President Joe Biden because of his data breach. So your social security number, every single social security number in the country is on the dark web thanks to a data breach that was done under Joe Biden.
okay, let me say this. I'm
So
probably going to say this a lot in
that is
time in
proven.
the
There's
next,
no proof of
in
Elon
the
Musk
next,
ever
in the
leaking
next.
anyone's social security numbers. There's no proof of him ever data leaking them. There's no evidence of that. But there is certified, proven evidence by Joe Biden's administration to admitting to leaking every single social security number ever. Not a single person sued the government. They didn't have any lawsuits. They didn't file any cases. The White House of Joe Biden admitted to it. They said, hey guys, guess what happened today? We lost all your social security numbers and now they're all on the dark web. And you sat there and said, well, that's fine and dandy. I don't give a fuck. I probably never even heard of
Oh,
this.
2000. Let's see. Let's just say
So you
2000
think it
Doge
was
tech
fine? So did
first,
I sue the
then
government for Joe Biden
2000
leaking my
tariff
social
tech,
security number?
and then the Trump
Hey,
phone
buddy, should I sue the
healthcare plan
government
in 2 weeks.
for the Democrats leaking my social security number? Should I be able to get money?
Did you get the
Should we
2000?
all be
Did
able
you
to
get the
get money from the
$2,000
government?
check?
How should it work?
I'm
How
still
much should
waiting
we
for
get
my
paid
Doge
each?
check. I'm still
Should
waiting
we
for my
all get
Doge check.
paid
Oh
each? The
wait,
Doge
there's.
check was never a promise or guarantee. It was an assumption of something that may happen. He said, considering it or thinking about it.
You know
So
what?
answer me
Here's something.
again.
Here's something.
Answer me
Here's
again. Would
something.
I be able to? Would I be
Here's
able
something
to
I got
get
to
that
say.
money
Here's
back from
something I
Joe
have to say.
Biden? Joe Biden
Joe,
leaked my social
nothing,
security number. Joe Biden leaked my
nothing,
social security number.
not a thing Joe Biden has done justify anything Trump is doing. Not a single thing
Well,
Joe
you're right
Biden has done.
because Elon Musk never leaked your social security number. There's no proven evidence of that. It's never been confirmed in court.
They're
There's
getting
literally
sued in
no
court
evidence.
for it.
There's not even a leak. There's no photo. There's no video. There's no articles even about it. It's just a random fucking person making a claim.
You're just like all you're doing is denying evidence that you find inconvenient and only accepting fictional fantasy evidence when it suits you. Like you're living in a fantasy world. They have our social security number. The Doge bags have our social security number. By the way, none of them had clearance. None of them had clearance to have access to that
There's
information.
no evidence that any of them had access to our social security numbers. You
They
need to do a
did.
little bit of more research and evidence looking.
No, they did. No, they were looking through the social. Like one of the claims of Doge was that that social security numbers were receiving social security payments when they were dead. That turned out to be complete bunk. But they had access to
He
our
didn't say social
finances and
security
social.
numbers. He said some people's social security numbers are being leaked. Okay, the government has access to your social security number. What's your point?
I'm saying they have our these Doge bags.
Yes, the government
They
has
had
our social
access.
security number.
They
What's
had
your point?
access.
Yes, the
They,
government has access to your social security number. What's your point?
these
See, we're
Doge
just
bags
being
were not
wrong with this. He's
authorized. They
making
were not
guessing points.
authorized. You do understand
They
they were
are
not
a
authorized.
government organization. They were authorized to
They were
do so
not.
by the
They were
President of the United States.
No. Elon Musk was a special government employee, and
He
these
was
people
a
were not
government
screened.
employee. He was a special government employee
They were
legally.
not screened, and Elon Musk did
He was
not
a
give up
legal
any of his
government
personal
employee. Are we
information
really
to
going to argue
Congress.
about this? Use Google. The lack of
Yes, I'm going to
information is
argue
real.
about this.
Huh?
I can't
Elon
really. I
Musk
can't
was a
really.
government
I can't
employee.
use Google. I can't use
He
Google
was
and
a
live chat at the
special
same
government
time on my
employee.
phone. I can't use Google and live chat on my phone at the same time.
He had to eventually lose his special government employee authorization because you're only allowed to do it for 130 days.
And after Doge completely failed.
No, Doge didn't fail. Doge is still saving money to this day, but it's rebranded. It's no longer Doge.
Elon first promised that
He
he will
didn't
save the
promise
United
anything. He
States.
said that he thinks he can maybe possibly. He made it clear from the beginning. Stop trying to change the narrative all the time because that's what you Democrats try to do. If you actually understood
I'm
the
a
narrative, you
Democrat.
wouldn't be trying to change it unless you're just being
I'm
blatantly
not a Democrat.
dishonest. Elon
I'm not
Musk,
changing the
if you vote against Trump and vote for the opponent, which is a Democrat, you're a Democrat.
And also,
I don't care if
the
you want to
narrative.
identify with the Democrat Party or not. When you vote against Donald J. Trump or any Republican, you vote Democrat. You're a Democrat. You're gonna have to live with
So
that. You
I'm
can say you're
sorry.
more
I'm
left.
more
You can
loyal.
say you
I'm more
disagree with the
loyal. I
Democrats
am
on
more
some things.
loyal to the country than I am to the Republican Party.
But you are a
Cry
Democrat
me a
voter.
river.
You're a
Can
Democrat
you
voter.
give me a
sir.
choice between the Constitution in America or the Republican Party? I'm choosing the Constitution in America. I will
Well,
always.
obviously, I don't think that's
I
true
will
when you vote
always be
Democrat.
loyal to America over the Republican Party.
Yes,
That is
as
not
you
even a
should be, but
question
you're
for me.
not loyal. You're not loyal to the Constitution over the Democrat Party because if you were, you wouldn't be voting Democrat.
The Democrats have not done any constitutional. Well, okay, they have done constitutional violations, but nothing as egregious as worse. Nothing as egregious as we're seeing with Trump. That's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying.
Tell me how Trump broke the Constitution.
Do you think Ted Bundy was worse than a shoplifter?
Just you don't have to do this bullshit analogy again. Stop trying to pivot. Do you think that Trump did something unconstitutional?
Yes. Multiple
What?
things.
Okay, just name one.
The deployment of ICE and unfairly seizing and searching people. The detention center, that's an Eighth
There's
Amendment
been multiple
violation
court
of
cases, and every single one of them has resulted in nothing happening. So what evidence do you have there? Once again, you can't just say accusations as evidence. You need convictions and facts. You need
Americans
convictions
have
and
been,
facts. You can't bring open court cases
Americans
in that
have
evidence.
been detained by ICE. These facilities are awful. Underage girls
That's
are
not
getting corrupted in those
unconstitutional at
facilities.
all. That's the opposite of unconstitutional. What about the facilities? Nothing about detention centers are
Cruel and
unconstitutional.
unusual punishment. That's an
It's
Eighth
not
Amendment
cruel and
violation.
unusual punishment. Alligator
And
Alcatraz has better
also
conditions than
unreasonable
Florida
search
State
and
Prison.
seizures. Unreasonable
Alligator
search and
Alcatraz has better
seizures. That's
conditions
a
than Florida
Fourth
State
Amendment.
Prison.
That's a Fourth Amendment violation.
What
If you could
unreasonable
just,
search and seizure? What person? Who was unreasonably searched and seized?
well, I would say Alex Paredes' constitutional rights were
He
violated.
put his hands on a cop, and that has nothing to do with Trump. Stop pivoting.
Nope.
We're talking about what
Nope.
Trump
He
did.
did not assault the cop at all. He put
Yes,
himself
he
in
did. Would you
between.
like me to show you the evidence? I'll show you a picture where Alex Preddy put his hands on that cop so you can see it again. We'll make
Was
it
he
clear as day.
assaulting? Was he attempting to harm the police officer? He was
When you
putting.
put your hands
He
on
put
someone,
his
that is
back.
assault.
He put his back towards the police
When you
officer.
put your hands on someone, that is assault. And I will
He
show
was
you where the
getting
assault
in
occurred.
between him and that
I'll
piece of
show you
shit
where the assault
officer
occurred. Don't
who
worry.
was spraying and beating a woman. Go ahead
It
and show
doesn't
it. I've
matter.
seen
You
it
don't have a
1,000
right to
times.
step and intervene in between them.
Wait, you were going to show me the video, weren't you?
I'm not gonna show you the whole video. I'll just show you where he made physical contact with him. And we'll play it in extra slow-mo so everyone can see.
Okay. Do you think he was trying to hurt the police officer with the motion he made?
It doesn't matter. You're not allowed to put your hand on a police officer with a gun on your waist. That
is so
is a
stupid.
reason for
Okay,
violent
that's a Second
bullets.
Amendment violation now. You're not allowed to do things
No, it's
with
not a
a
Second Amendment
with a legal
violation.
firearm. You're not allowed to do. Okay, look at that.
The firearm
He is
became
getting.
illegal the minute that he was committing crime. Committing crimes, being in possession of a firearm when you're committing a crime is a
I did not see.
felony.
I did not see a man attacking a police
Assault is a
officer.
crime. Look, assault is a crime.
Is
See
he?
where his
No,
hands making
okay.
contact? That is assault. That is assault, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Preddy had his hands on a police officer. You can't push in between two people, between a cop and a lady. Watch.
Well, that police
Look,
officer.
look, he's pushing the cop.
Look at
You
what that
can't
police
push a
officer is
cop.
doing.
You can't.
Look-
Yes, because the woman is pushing on him. Because
Okay.
he's trying to get both of them off. You're not. It doesn't matter what the police officer's doing. When you have a deadly weapon on
Yes,
you,
it does.
you cannot
Yes, it
assault the
does.
cop.
Yes, it
You
does.
cannot
It
assault
doesn't
the
matter
law.
what the police officer is doing.
The police
Look
officer
at
was
the
trying
police
to detain
officer.
her.
Look
The
at that.
police
Look at
officer
that piece
was
of
trying
shit.
to
Look at
detain
him.
her.
He's
The
beating
police
a woman.
officer was trying to detain her. And Alex Preddy was
No,
assaulting
he's
an
not.
officer.
He is
Alex
not
Preddy
trying to
is
detain her.
assaulting an officer.
He's
He was
stubbing
trying to
her.
detain her. She was under
He was
arrest.
stubbing her. He was
She was
stubbing
under
her.
arrest. Yes, because she was
He
interfering with an
was
arrest.
stubbing
She was
her.
interfering with an arrest. She was
He
getting
was
up
not
in the
arresting
officer's
her.
face.
He was not
Yes, he's
arresting her.
arresting her. She was
He was
under
not
arrest.
arresting her.
She is being
If he was,
detained. She is being
if he
detained.
was,
She was
if he
interfering with an
was,
arrest.
if he was
And Alex
arresting her,
Preddy,
if he
Alex
was
Preddy is an
arresting
assaulting.
her,
Look, Alex Preddy is assaulting a police officer. Alex Preddy is assaulting a police officer with a weapon. That is a felony. You're committing a crime with a firearm on you. Committing a crime with a firearm on you is a felony crime. That is a crime. That is a felony.
The police
And
officer
that is also a viable reason for anyone to use deadly force on you by the fact that you engaged in violence with a police officer with a firearm.
I doubt
You
Alex
don't get to
Preddy
bring
would.
your firearm to jail. You don't get to bring your firearm to jail. So obviously, when they detain you, you have no Second Amendment rights. We can agree. You're being detained at that point. I think we can
He
understand
was not
that. I think we
detaining
both
her.
can
He was
understand.
not. He was not detaining her.
He was detaining her. He was detaining her. If you want me to go
Then
back to the
why was
video,
he
the
stuffing
first
her?
part of the video, the
Why was
reason
he stuffing
because
her?
she was getting in his face because she was shoving him. I'll show you that part now. I'll show you exactly why. Because she was getting on top of the police officer when he was arresting. By the way, this officer, why Alex Preddy intervened, this woman was intervening an ICE officer that was capturing and arresting a rapist. So
Protesting.
Alex Preddy and this dumb bitch decided to get in the way of an
Protesting.
arrest of a rapist, of a
Protesting.
child rapist, of a child rapist.
Doesn't matter
This
what they were
woman
doing.
tried
Doesn't
to
matter who
push
they
on
were
a cop
arresting.
and assault an officer
Doesn't matter who
while
they were
they were
arresting.
detaining
By
a
the way,
child rapist.
I'm glad that guy is behind bars. Okay, I'm glad that guy's arrested. But it doesn't matter
Which
who
guy's
they were
arrested?
arrested.
That cop
The
isn't
cop-
arrested, I don't think.
The PDF file you were talking about, they were arrested.
Okay, yeah.
I'm glad that guy was arrested. I'm not against that guy being arrested. But if you have, no matter who, you could be arresting Super Hitler and you still have to conduct yourself in a certain way. You're not allowed to act however you want when you are arresting a bad person. There are things you do that is unacceptable no matter who you are arresting.
Assaulting an
understand that?
officer is Yes, I do understand that, but
I'm beginning to
assaulting
think you
law
don't understand
enforcement is
anything I'm
not
saying.
protected under your First Amendment right.
I'm legitimately beginning to think you're not understanding anything I'm saying.
You're saying that it's not acceptable because the cop was attacking her. No, he wasn't. The cops don't go around pushing random people to the ground. That has never
He
happened.
was shoving,
Definitely not during an ICE operation.
he was shoving her, and then he
Yes,
started
after she
hair
shot
spraying
him,
her.
she had a can of spray that she was spraying the officer with, I believe, even. Let me show you. Give me a second.
What?
I'm pulling it up.
Okay, I'd like to see this. I have not seen or heard about this.
Okay, they don't even have it on footage. They don't even have it on footage.
How do you have it on footage?
I'm trying to
Okay.
see. Hold on. Yeah, because it was some random fucking person on the sideline recording. But
Okay.
it doesn't
was it
matter
real?
what she was
Show me
doing. You
videos.
cannot legally intervene between law enforcement. You cannot legally intervene between law enforcement. It doesn't matter
She
what
was
he was
not
doing. You're not a
interfering.
cop.
She was
That
not
can only be
interfering.
enforced by other officers. That can only be enforced by
Nope.
other officers. It
That
can't be
she was
enforced by
protesting,
civilians.
and yes, she was being annoying.
You
And then
cannot
that
arrest
police
an
officer,
officer.
because of poor discipline and poor bearing, started
That's
shoving
not what
her
happened. You
and
don't have the
spraying
footage.
her.
The footage doesn't exist. You're making up a story right now
What
because you
story?
don't know what happened.
But I've
Because
seen
you
the
don't have
footage of
footage. There's
him
no
starting to
footage of what
shove
happened
her,
before.
pulled out his spray, start spraying
Yes.
her.
Why do you get shoved? Because you're intervening in law enforcement. Why was she there? If she was never there intervening with ICE, she would have never got shoved. It's still her fault no matter what. What do you not understand? Even if
And
she's the victim,
if
it's
the
still her
Jews were
fault. Why
not in
did she show
Europe,
up
they
there?
wouldn't have been put in Auschwitz. What's your point?
Just because
You're allowed
even
to
if the
protest.
cop was in the
You're allowed to
wrong, it
protest. You're
doesn't
allowed
mean
to
that Alex
protest.
Preddy was in the
You're allowed
right.
to protest.
Even
You
if the
are allowed to
cop was
protest.
wrong, it
You are
doesn't
allowed
mean
to
Alex
protest.
Preddy
You
was in
are
the
allowed to
right.
protest. You are allowed to protest. You are
Yes,
allowed
but
to
just
protest.
because Alex Preddy was trying to just because the cop was in the wrong doesn't mean that Alex Preddy
If
was in the right.
Alex
Can we agree?
Preddy,
Can we
Alex
agree?
Preddy,
Wait, can we agree? Just because the cop is in the wrong, doesn't mean Alex Preddy is in the right. Can we agree on that?
why didn't they cuff him? They did not. They did not cuff. No, they did not. No, they did not. No. They did not cuff him. The time to cuff him when he was never
Because the
on top
cop
of
was
him.
wrong, does that mean Alex Preddy was right?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Just because the cop was in the wrong, if a cop does something illegal, does that mean a citizen can intervene and step in legally? Or would that be considered a felony of assaulting a police officer?
Here's one thing. So in the video, it is clear that Alex Preddy was trying to get himself in between the cop.
It doesn't matter.
And the
That's
woman.
a crime. That's called assault. If you do that on the street, you see two people fighting on the street and you push one of them and get in between them, you'll be charged with assault. It doesn't matter if you're doing it to civilians or a cop. You can be charged with assault. I don't understand how you're struggling to find that there was a crime committed. Do you understand the crime was committed by Alex Preddy or no? Do you recognize a crime was committed by Alex Preddy or
If he
not?
was committing a crime, they should have detained him, and they did not detain him.
They
They all
tried to
jumped off of
detain him,
him.
but he resisted
They all
arrest
no.
because he hated ice, because he had ice
Okay, I
derangement
watched
syndrome.
experts analyze it completely apolitically. Alex
I
Preddy is
watched
like this
lawyers
the whole time.
watch it.
He's like this the whole time. He's not fighting back at all.
That's
He's like this the
resisting
whole
arrest.
time.
You're not supposed to put your hands above your head. You put your hands behind your fucking back, or you're gonna get a gun to your head. So why the fuck would you do that? That makes no sense. You have to be a fucking retard. The cops are screaming, put your hands behind your back, and you put your hands on your head. That's retarded.
That's an
You're resisting
instinctual.
arrest.
That's an
Going
instinctual
like this is resisting
response.
arrest.
That's an instinctual response.
No, it's not. It's instinctual.
Yes, it
if
is.
the cops kick down my door or arrest me, my instinctual response is put my fucking hands up in the fucking air on the ground and lay flat on my back.
Okay,
or behind my back.
If a group of men start pummeling you and you're on the ground,
resisting arrest first. If they were trying to put his hands behind his back, they couldn't get him to. He should have never assaulted that cop.
They did not reach for his hand. They did not reach for his hand. Did
Alex Preddy commit a crime?
He just started beating. No, he did not.
So assaulting a police officer is no longer a crime. What law says you can assault a police officer? What law is that?
Did he punch the police officer?
Touching someone like this is assault, just to clarify. Everyone in the books knows that.
Mm-hmm. Did he punch the police officer?
It might even be considered battery.
Did he attend harm on the police officer? Judging by what you saw in the video,
3 ways to convict someone based on a crime. Intent is only one way. Do you know the other 2 ways? Intent doesn't matter. All you need is 2 out of 3. You need 2 out of 3 things to reach a conviction. You need 2 out of 3 things. What are the other 3 things to make sure it's a crime?
Judging solely by his actions in that video, do you think he was intending harm onto the police officer?
Yes.
Did he?
When you put your hands on someone else, you're intending harm on them.
Why did he put his back to the police officer? And again, why are experts looking at this and saying that it did not look like he was attacking the police officer? Now, assault and battery
Intent alone isn't a crime. You actually have to be doing something. Huh?
Assault could be as simple as me going up to you and doing that.
Yes, that's assault. That is a criminal charge. You're correct.
Is that the same as me going up to you and doing that? Would that be the same? Is this
that
the
would
same?
Be battery.
With this?
That would be
the
battery.
Same? With
going like this is battery. That's the difference between battery and assault. Do you know what the difference between battery and assault is?
Do you think if I go up to you and do this, do you think I'm trying to beat the fuck out of you?
That would be assault. That wouldn't be battery.
Do you think I'm attacking you if I do this? Do you think I intend harm on you if I do this to you?
That's assault. That's not battery. Battery is when you punch someone. Assault is when you nudge someone or just barely touch them.
This would be assault. That's
both are criminal charges. Yeah, that would be assault too.
Okay.
But battery?
If I, like, say,
anything with open hand is just assault. Anything with closed hand is automatically battery.
I do this.
I'm pretty sure.
Do you think?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so
if I did this, well, if he survived,
if you went like this to me and bumped me, yes, that's a criminal charge. That's unwanted touching is assault. That's all assault is. Unwanted touching.
Okay.
Battery is when you try to physically harm someone.
Until you give a non-stupid answer. If I do this, do you think I'm trying to attack you? Do you think I'm trying to attack you?
If you bumped me, that's still assault. That's still assault. Intent doesn't matter. Intent doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let me ask you a question. If you kill someone and you didn't intend to kill them, is it still a murder?
But it could be
It still
manslaughter.
gets charged with homicide. If you accidentally run someone over, that's manslaughter. It's not a homicide. It's manslaughter if it's accidental. You still get charged with a criminal
A
charge. It doesn't
homicide,
matter.
a homicide, a homicide is
A homicide is
intentional.
intentional. And manslaughter is accidental, but you still
No,
get
no, no,
you
no,
still
no,
get
no.
life in prison.
No. Homicide. I remember I
Manslaughter is
learned
just
this.
recklessness.
I remember
Go ahead.
learning this. It was one of the BLM riots. I forget the guy's name. He was this guy who was selling cigarettes or something, and he like died of a heart. It wasn't Eric Gardner. It wasn't that. It was before that. Selling cigarettes. Got like one of the police officers grabbed him, and then he like had a heart attack or something. I don't remember the details, but that was ruled as a homicide. Any intentional action that you take that results in the death of a person is a homicide.
Say that last part again.
Any intentional action that somebody takes that results in the death of somebody. So
Yeah, we agree.
Yeah, if you're like if you see somebody shoplifting and you smack it out of their hand, they fall over and then their head busts open, that would be ruled a homicide.
Yeah, the force must be proportional to the threat and resistance encountered. So when they have a firearm and they're threatening your life, that's automatic self-defense. Same thing if you're a civilian.
Alex Purdy did not reach for his gun. He did not reach for his gun.
If someone puts your hands on like this, if someone assaults you with a firearm on their person, that's automatic means for self-defense.
Alex Purdy.
It doesn't matter if you're reaching for your gun even. It doesn't even matter if you reach for it.
He was zero threat to those officers by the time he opened fire on them.
He assaulted them with a firearm on his hip. He's zero threat my fucking ass. If I grab you like this and pull you, is that zero fucking threat?
He was when they opened fire, he was disarmed on his knees and his back was towards him. He was zero
that
threat.
Might be true, but he's still a criminal. He's still participating in a criminal act.
That's what the video shows. And just
It
because
hasn't been
he's
taken
a
to
criminal
court, so this
doesn't
is an
mean you
open,
can shoot them.
ongoing case.
Once
again, this is an open, ongoing case. But once again, just because the cop was in the wrong, it doesn't mean Alex Purdy was a good guy. Alex Purdy is not in the right. It doesn't matter what you do of it. Alex Purdy is not in the right. He initiated this entire thing by committing a criminal action.
I think if I were to show you a 100% guaranteed video, 100% true of
what kind of
Donald Trump,
maniac just runs at a cop without even thinking twice? That's not a rational person.
I don't think there's any evidence I could show you that.
Even if you saw something that you thought was a crime, a rational person would not just instantly run up to the cop without a second thought. That's because he wasn't a rational person. Anytime he saw ice, his brain was on attack. That's what his brain thought, because he saw ice stars before and he attacked them randomly and he started screaming, roar! And then he kicked them. And then he kicked the fucking car and left the fucking busted out the taillights in it. Like
I want to test something. Would it be bad if Donald Trump randomly punched a baby?
Would it be bad if Donald J. Trump went up to a cop and grabbed him by the shirt like this? No, that would be assault. He's just defending that poor lady that was getting attacked by an ICE agent. If you defend someone, apparently it doesn't. As long as it's defense, apparently it's legal to assault cops.
Would it be bad if Donald Trump punched a baby?
I'm tired of these bullshit theoretical questions. You're just trying to pivot. You know this guy committed a crime. You have not disproved that Alex Purdy committed a crime. You even saw him assault them on camera. I showed you.
Would it be bad if Donald Trump
put a baby in a blender? Purdy's fault? Is this Alex Purdy's fault or not?
Would it be bad if Donald Trump threw a baby out a window?
It has nothing to do with. It has no.
Would it be bad if Donald Trump nuked Texas?
These random fucking questions.
I don't think you could give an answer. I think you are.
Or if anyone nukes anything, it doesn't matter if Trump does it. He does it. I don't care.
Would it be bad if Donald Trump did it? Would it be bad if Donald Trump did these
Yes,
things?
of course. I said it doesn't matter who does it. It would be bad if Trump nuked Texas. Sure. Does that make you happy?
Would
Trump's
you?
bad. Does that make you happy?
Okay. Would it be bad if Donald Trump punts the baby?
Oh, anything that he does that's bad is bad. Yes.
Well, can you answer
Gas is
specifically?
cheaper under Trump than it is under Biden. No
Well, guess
correlation to
what?
this
Trump
thesis that
won.
assault is
Trump
punishable by
won in
force.
2024.
It
Trump
is.
won the
It's called
2024 election.
self-defense.
So guess what?
Huh? Someone said no correlation to the main thesis that assault is punishable by force. Yeah, there is no
You shouldn't
correlation.
use word.
So the main thesis
that chatter?
is punishment
Did that
for
chatter?
force is force. Is that not
Yeah,
true?
I want to
Punishment
say
for
this
force
to the
is
chatter.
force.
To that person who made the last chat. You shouldn't use words you don't understand. Okay?
Who?
You should not use words. The person who is saying this goes against my main thesis. This is my argument. Stop using words you don't understand. Thesis would be if I was like writing an essay.
Thesis. He was talking about my thesis, and I think that was my thesis.
Are we writing an essay right now?
Huh? No, but a thesis doesn't have to do with an essay. A thesis is a part of an essay. A thesis is just a part of any thought. Okay, fine. I won't use thesis. I'm sorry. Conclusion. We'll just use a better word.
Y'all sound dumb when you say thesis. No,
okay, we'll say conclusion.
That's a personal.
In grade school, learning how to create paragraphs, they teach you about conclusions. They don't use the word thesis. They use the word conclusion or his point or whatever.
Well, the only time I ever used the word thesis was when I was writing an essay in college. And that was like 10 years ago.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to give you flashbacks of flashbacks. I didn't mean to give you college flashbacks.
I don't know. I like college.
But what about Renee Good? Do you think that was justified, or are you gonna have the same kind of energy? Because I will admit that I think Alex Petty's case is more questionable, but Renee Good's case is like for Alex Petty, I think he's still in the wrong. I don't really know what's gonna happen.
I watched that video
if it goes
so much.
I don't care. But Renee Good was hands down all her fault. Hands down, it was Renee Good's. We watched his footage 100 times over.
Officer
live
was completely out of the way when he shot his first round. And actually, I remember. I would
play it again even just to show you because
I remember our first debate.
She backed up, pointed the car at the cop, and accelerated. Okay.
I remember our first live stream we did, the one that got pulled down because I sold my water pistol off. I remember I mistake the glass shattering for gas, and you are correct. That was the first round going off. So I watched the video over and over again. So I knew that little plume, that shattering of glass, that was the first round. I watched that video over and over again, and I forget the officer's name. Both of his feet were out of the way of the vehicle when he stopped. And
he was halfway out of the way. His feet were technically out of the way, but his body was still in the way. His feet were in front of the tires, maybe, but he was still in he could still get hit.
So, see this? He opened fired here. Not open fire.
No, he did not open fire. It doesn't matter anyway. It doesn't even matter if you open fire directly in the car or not. If the car is moving in your general direction, if a car is moving in your general direction, you use self-defense as law enforcement.
Not authorized. I read the policy.
Doesn't matter if the car is right here and it's going right by like this. You can still do it anyway.
Homeland Security is not authorized to open fire for the purposes of stopping a fleeing vehicle unless highly specific circumstances.
That's against their policy. That's not against the law. The law says something different. It says that's legal, lawful self-defense.
That's why
that case is dropped. That case is dropped because that's right and clear. Renee Good, that whole situation went pretty good.
I hope Gavin Newsom gets elected and he reopens that investigation.
Gavin Newsom's never gonna get elected. He even said he's not gonna run in 2028. Neither is JD Vance. JD Vance said he's not gonna run in 28. He said because he's having his fourth child, that he doesn't want to run. And Gavin Newsom said he's also not gonna run in 2028.
Well, whoever the Democrat nominee
But they could
is,
both
I'm probably
change.
going to
They
vote
say
for
that
him.
all the time. They could, huh? Yeah, I know you're a Democrat. That's thanks, I
Not a
guess.
Democrat. The
You
Republicans
just
have
said you can't
acted
wait to vote for
so
Gavin Newsom. You can't wait to vote for Democrats.
because the Republican Party, as it is now, has been acting completely unacceptably. The Republican Party right now has been completely unacceptable. They have dishonored their oath in this nation. No, I believe in educational. I believe in educational reform. I am for deregulating
Well,
stuff
yeah, literally,
because
most Democrats
it's
do too.
easier.
They just
It's
don't like
easier
how
to
Trump
build
did it.
renewable. It's easier to build renewable energy in red states than it is in blue states. Why? That's why Texas has all the
Well, renewable
windmills.
energy is not successful. I mean, there's never been a country that there's never been a major big country. Look at Spain. They tried to run a country with windmills and they had a blackout for like 4 days last year. Like,
That's why I'm
what
for
the
nuclear
fuck? Really
energy.
want our country to be
I'm
like
for
that?
nuclear energy.
Huh?
I'm for nuclear
Okay,
energy
nuclear
over
energy, I'm
renewable.
for that too. But when it comes to like all green energy, I mean, I don't. Some people call nuclear energy green energy, but I just consider it like probably worse for the
I don't care what
environment if it
people call it.
explodes.
It produces waste that's easy to contain and stored, and it
Unless it
produces no
explodes.
emission. It-
Unless it
That's
explodes or has issues like that.
that doesn't just explode. Nuclear energy doesn't just explode. Okay, the Chernobyl incident
It
was a
has
freak
happened
incident.
before. Of course, it doesn't just explode. I know that. I never said it did, but it's happened before. That's what I'm pointing out.
Okay, whatever.
I think it's
I'm
safer
massive.
than probably some energies. It's probably safer than some energies. Probably safer than some other energy.
No,
Is but
it's
what do you don't agree much with Republicans? You're definitely a hardcore Democrat.
not a hardcore Democrat. I promise you.
Well, you just won't represent certain stuff because you have good moral values. You won't represent some of their stuff because that's why you don't want to be called a Democrat because you know some of their morality is fucked beyond imagination, and you actually want to be a person that's represented with some morality. So you don't want to be labeled as a Democrat, but you do want to actively vote Democrat every election.
I don't want to be labeled as a Democrat because I'm not a Democrat.
But you still vote Democrat in every election. When was the last time you voted Republican?
Actually, the last election, I voted for some Republican politicians. I left the presidential ticket blank. I couldn't bring myself to vote for Kamala. I have changed my position on that. I wish I could go back in time and vote for her, but like I couldn't
You
vote for
wish you
her
could
because
go back in time and vote for Camilla?
yes,
Oh,
absolutely, Trump has been that bad of a president.
there is no way. You. I don't know if I even believe that after that comment. So you weren't a Democrat back then, but now you are a full-fledged Democrat,
I'm not a Democrat.
a Democrat voter. Would you vote any Republicans on any ticket in the future for president?
Mm, mm, maybe after the Republicans start getting their shit back together.
Oh, so never
Uh,
basically. Okay, I got it.
I mean, maybe in 2032, I could vote for a Republican again.
Oh, so you need a Democrat president in 2028, no matter what.
I need the Republicans to learn that the way they've been acting is completely unacceptable. I need the Republicans
How?
to learn that before
You want to
losing
stop mass
elections.
deportation. That's the opposite of what we need. We need more mass deportation.
Look, Trump is only, what is it, 1.5 million people?
No, it's over 3 million now. It's almost 4 million. When they release
Ooh,
their next
4 million.
numbers, it'll be around 4 million total.
These mass deportation policies have been disastrous and cruel.
It's very successful. Very successful. Our GDP even grew. You guys lied to us and said illegals will make our GDP shrink. Our GDP grew
You
after we
do.
deported a fuck ton of them.
So you do understand the American economy is incredibly strong.
Yeah,
Like,
our economy became literally stronger after
and
we
also
deported
the
4 million of them.
GDP. Actually, you know something that would increase the GDP? Child labor.
Allowing a bunch of illegal alien immigrants to come in our country.
Having children digging ditches
I'm
out
not
in the
for
middle of the
GDP.
desert would increase our GDP.
For having what? Slaves? Children slaves?
Paying children to dig holes.
Yeah, I don't care about
out
the GDP. That's a Democrat talking point. That's why I said
Why are you
Democrats
bringing
say
up the
GDP.
GDP? Why the fuck
Because
are
the
you bringing up the
Democrats brought
GDP?
it up. That's one of your major issues. You always say, "Oh, the illegals bring
I
up the
didn't bring up the
GDP." The
GDP. You
GDP
brought up the
has nothing to
GDP.
do with anything. It doesn't even increase quality of living for the average folks.
You
So
brought
there's no
up
reason we
the.
need the illegals.
You
There's
brought up
not
the
audio
GDP.
lag. You need to update your system, huh? You need to update the stream. You're
You.
probably not up to date on the video.
But oh, you're talking to chat.
Yeah, because they said there's audio lag. I said they're not up to date. If you're watching on PC, you need to click and get it all the way over on the bar, all the way the slider. You need to move the slider all the way over to live.
Yeah, isn't there
Why
a
do we
live
need
button they could
illegals?
just press? It is saying we need
Andrea, I
illegals.
saw your other account. I saw your secondary account. I'm gonna go ahead and expose you again. I saw your secondary account in here a while ago.
What?
Yeah, what? Yeah, nothing. I was talking to chat about nothing.
What about a
Is
second
there a
account?
lag? Andrea, you should message us. Gandalf is coming to Florida.
Hey, hold on. What the?
Don't
What the
listen to
hell?
Graham. He won't defending the freedom. There is not a bad fucking lag. There's no way. I'm gonna pull it up myself. Since you Democrats love lying to us. When you talk over each other, there's a lag.
You can do some. I mean, I don't know how to help you out with that, buddy. I mean, it's
I don't
heated
think
debate.
anything's happening. I think they're trolling me. I guarantee you they're just trolling me.
What the? Okay, what do you mean? Do I support Jesus? What does that mean?
Are you a Christian? I think they're trying to ask.
Not a Christian. I'm an atheist.
Oh, there's definitely a lag. What the fuck is going on with that? You're an atheist?
Mm? Yeah, I'm a very rare individual. I'm a conservative atheist, so you don't see a lot of me out there.
Conservative?
Yeah, I'm a conservative, a Burkean conservative, meaning I default towards the institutions, recognizing that change is something that can and should happen, but it should happen slowly. And my problem with the Democrats is they want to change too much too quickly.
Way too slowly. That's exactly what the issue with democracy is. That change happens way too slowly. Otherwise, democracy is like perfect.
Hey, Snuffle TV, can you tell me what a conservative is?
Someone that doesn't vote for Kamala Harris.
That's not the definition. Like, Graham, can you tell me what what a conservative is?
The word conservative, or what what it means to be conservative, or
What
means
does it
I'm
mean to be
conservative on taking showers.
You're conservative and taking shower. That's something you should be bragging about.
I'm just joking. I'm just reading the comment. Maybe that's better. I had 2 computers running on my Wi-Fi. Let me know if that's somehow better.
I want to say conservative.
Root word is to serve.
Oh, like
What's your MOS?
My MOS was 0311. I was a rifleman in the Marine Corps, and I never saw combat.
Okay, there you
so
go.
don't ask questions about that.
You guys
because
can shut the fuck up in the comment section about it then. Thank you for your
I
service. I'm just defending you
Yeah.
against these scumbags.
Well, they're your audience.
Well, they didn't say anything bad, but I just think it's kind of disrespectful to come on YouTube and ask someone what their MOS is. If you really gave a fuck, why wouldn't you just join the Discord and talk with them there?
Uh,
MOS
MO
Google search. Oh.
Yes, search 0311, Rifleman. I mean, that's what I did. Like to say, I was a tactical long distance hole puncher.
Nice. Typical fiscal responsibility, limited government interference, upholding traditions, in my opinion. Conservatives means values and practices. I thought you were a Democrat.
Uh,
I didn't think you'd give that much.
I am for upholding traditions. So I mean, it depends on the traditions. I don't think all traditions are inherently good, but I do believe as a species we need traditions and we need binding ethics. We need ethos, as the Marine Corps would call it. Like we need certain shared values, and I think freedom of speech is probably one of the most important ones. Is freedom of speech, like my freedom to. Well, okay, obviously no calls for violence. Like I'm against people calling for violence, so I'm against. So
What do you think about Democrats and other politicians and some Republicans and Democrats trying to take away your freedoms?
Well, I'm against my freedoms being taken away, but you're going to have to give me more than that. If you want me to condemn a Pacific Democrat, you're going to have to give me a Pacific policy.
I don't know. Like, what do you think about Facebook admitting they worked with the Biden administration and they were getting paid to do work for the Biden administration to censor people online? What do you think about that? You think that's okay?
I don't really trust Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg put a statement out there and said he was working directly with the Biden administration.
Yeah, that would have been before he was president. So I mean, like he was.
That was during Joe Biden's presidency. He said he worked with the Biden administration to censor conservative content creators on their platform.
Was this government policy?
He was under oath of Congress. He was literally under oath of Congress. They asked him under the oath of Congress. They said, Mark Zuckerberg,
I'm sorry.
lead the Biden administration.
What Zuckerberg
Have you censor
did
conservatives?
What Zuckerberg did was that government policy.
Yes, that was government policy.
How? Trump was president.
No, Biden was president. He was under oath, under Congress's oath. They asked him under oath. They said, Mark Zuckerberg, did the Biden administration ever make you censor or do any of their biddings, or did you work with them directly? And he said, yes.
The censorship you're talking about, the COVID censorship stuff, that started under Trump.
Then why did Mark Zuckerberg go under oath and say it was all done under Biden? On his platform. I don't know what platform you're talking about. I'm talking about Facebook and Instagram.
So Graham, I don't think you're lying. I don't trust your characterization of it, of what you're saying. I would have to look more into it. I
will send you the actual. It's still out there. The statement is out there. He signed the signature after he went in front of Congress and it went viral. He signed a piece of paper and put it out there and said on his Instagram, I think.
So I don't have a strong. I don't have a strong opinion. I don't have a strong opinion on this stuff.
How did Trump do it? That's my question. I keep seeing people in the comment section saying, "Oh, Trump did it. Trump did it." How did Trump do it? I'm just curious. What did he censor? Was it Instagram you're saying that Trump did? Is it YouTube that you're saying Trump did? Is it who did he? I will say Trump could have fought against it a little bit harder in his first term because he knew it was coming because it happened to him. But
as for COVID censorship, that happened under Trump and also pretty sure happened under Biden.
I'm not even talking about COVID censorship. I'm sure I'm not. I don't see any examples of that happening under Trump.
there was like I don't know too much about this, but from what I understand, it was private companies making their own decisions of how to run their platforms was what was most of that censorship. Now,
Well, Mark Zuckerberg said
did
he worked with the
government?
Bidens and did what they said.
I don't fully trust your characterization.
I'm gonna have to show you the thing then. Should I pull it up right now and read exactly what Mark Zuckerberg wrote, word for word? Would you be interested in that, or
I
you don't really give a fuck?
Well, you see, I need more than a single information point. I need more than just one
No, he's going to
evidence.
admit to it. I'm gonna read what he said. I mean, there's the post is still out there. Rather, he deleted it or what exactly happened, but it's still out there. I'll find it.
Yeah, actually,
And
I gotta get going soon.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, in 2024, a letter to the House Judicial Committee, Mark Zuckerberg admitted that senior officers from the Biden administration repeatedly pressured Facebook to censor certain COVID-19 materials in 2021. Zuckerberg expressed regret that the company did not push back. So
Mm.
that's what it said specifically. But how many you gotta go now, or how much longer do you have?
Just
Um,
one of my friends is trying to get in contact with me, and he's just somebody I've been helping through a difficult situation. So just want to get back in touch with him. That's all.
okay. Let's see, what do they say? Not like other guests Euro had. You were one of my. Someone said you were one of their favorite guests.
Oh, yay! Oh, maybe I'll
Even though I think she
become
just
safe.
subscribed like 2 or 3 days ago. But $1 million.
Okay, you cut out there for a second.
Yeah, you cut out too.
Yeah. Maybe we're getting too close to the truth. The aliens are after us. Oh, what do you think
Did
of
you see
that?
the alien files or no? Did you see the UFO files?
I haven't looked into it, but I've been hearing about it. Like, what do you think of that?
All it
Like,
is a bunch of footage that of allegedly aliens, I guess.
I don't know. Like,
I mean, they asked JD Vance if he discovered that aliens are real or not, and he responded and he said that yeah, aliens are real and they're demons. I gotta clip that and post that as a short. That's pretty fucking crazy.
I would have to see that, but like, JD Vance has no credibility, in my opinion.
He was laughing. I don't know if it's real or not. He was laughing, but I don't know. But I think if
Uh,
aliens are real, that's what they are. They're probably demons, even though I know you're an atheist.
well, I mean, so there's two questions to ask. There's two questions when you ask if the aliens are real. So, one, given the size of the universe and all the potential conditions, like almost certainly there's alien life somewhere out there. That's like almost 100% guaranteed. Now, and the second question is, have they made contact with us? I'm not 100% sure on that. Uh, I have heard of certain things that make me think quite possibly, but I can't elaborate any further. But it's just like I think there's a non-zero chance that aliens have visited Earth.
A non-zero chance.
Meaning it's a possibility. I don't
Oh, okay.
know. I don't know how likely it is that aliens have visited Earth, but if aliens have visited our star system, the only interesting thing for them here is us. Like that's the only reason to visit the star system. Our star system is because of us. That's because all the matter and material that exists in our solar system is very common throughout the universe. So we're the only interesting thing here. So if aliens have been in the star system, they're here for us.
I think if they're real, they're demons. If
Uh,
y'all have any final questions, comments, whatever you guys want to say, drop some super chats or let us know something good. I want to hear it because I'm gonna hop
no,
off too in a minute.
yeah, let's see. Let's get some more good questions and then water.
You two guys
Okay,
have got shit for brains. Both of us have shit for brains.
that's
I just
interesting.
sent you the Discord. The Discord's linked in my bio. Or the one I
Okay,
sent you
can
before.
the two of us have tip for brains? Okay. Why am I stupid and why is Graham stupid?
You're a heathen. Which one, me or him? You're both evil. Oh my fucking god! How evil?
Okay, gonna have to explain a little bit more.
I don't think you know us to know if we're evil or not. I don't think you know us to know if we're both uneducated. Like, I don't know what kind of shit you're pulling out of your ass. What did we say to upset you?
Harlem's razor?
Evil? Question mark. What the fuck is wrong with people? Yeah, I agree. Anyway, I think that's it for now. Unless y'all got any serious fucking questions or comments, drop some damn super chats. I'll give you guys 30 more seconds. But after 30 seconds, if I don't see nothing, I'm probably gonna hop up out of here. But now is your opportunity. Or maybe even
I'm gonna head out now. You take care,
all right, man.
Graham.
Peace out. Take care.
Peace out. Laters.
I think Kamala paid off her debt to be. Well, Jamie doesn't want to debate me because he's crying racist, but I know his fans want it. I know his fans want it. But before I hop off, if you enjoyed that debate, I hope you guys like and subscribe. Trump's job is to protect us citizens, not illegal alien criminals. That is correct. The double tap that like button, guys. Double tap that like button. I'm out of here, fellas. Did I mess up my buttons? Oh yeah, I did mess up my button, I guess. No, this is correct. This is 100% correct. See? There you go. Does that make you happy? But peace out, guys. Peace out. Oh my god. Much love. I'll be back later.